Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's pre-match press conference ahead of our game against New England Revolution. We have head coach Pascal Jansen. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. We started with Roberto.
Hi, Coach. Coming off the win against Philadelphia, what did you like about that game, and how can you use that towards the game this weekend in New England?
Having a clean sheet again was a very positive one for us coming out of the recent games. I felt we were competitive again, which was also a big issue coming out of the previous two matches. The back four in possession is something I was looking forward to, and they matched my expectations. So overall, a good performance in general, but the stability in the match was something that pleased me the most.
Just to see how the team is doing physically, anybody missing today in practice, or did you have everybody finally?
No, unfortunately, not everybody was on the pitch. We'll have to see how Keats is developing. Hopefully he'll be back on the pitch again tomorrow. He couldn't join today's session. But the positive thing is that Pepe is back on the pitch. Tavon is back on the pitch. They are progressing really well, and they can be part of the roster again going into this match. So that is something that's very positive.
All right, thank you.
Mohammed?
Coach Mohammed from the Exchange. So this is the second time you're playing New England.
Yeah.
And the first time they picked up some momentum now, and they got back Chanclay and Campania now. So it's a bit of a different team.
Mm-hmm.
How are you adapting to those changes from the first game?
Well, that's something we'll have to see. They didn't play against us in the first game, so there's no reference from this first game. However, the first game has given us a lot of information, obviously, because it was one of our games where we were struggling a little bit, especially out of possession. We conceded an own goal, but we responded really well. And for us, it was a good result, but also gave us a few lessons to take with us into the next games. But we'll have to see how they will manage themselves now with new players coming in for us then, because they're back from injury.
And then also with Hack shining last game, and then also the past few games, how has he developed in that role as center back?
Justin, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, Justin gives us a lot of flexibility. He has been paired up with Thiago, which is a good match. And as I said, it gives us a lot of flexibility in possession mainly. Thinking like a midfield player playing as a centre-back is something that has helped us in the past few games with him as a centre-back. And we look forward to develop our game more and more with this positive impact. But however, everybody has to be kept on their toes, because we have good central defenders behind them as well, with Tana and with Burke. So it's a good matchup for now, and hopefully this will continue for a long time.
Last question. So do you feel like your squad depth is good enough for the rest of the season, or you're looking to add more? I know that you get this question a lot of transfer market.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, the same answer, or are you?
Well, you've listened to a few press conferences from me so far, so you know what my answer will be. It's something I stay away from. We have our people within the club that are very busy with this topic. So am I. So I know my part, I know my role, but that's where it ends.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Scott
Hi.
Church and Stream Punk Soccer. Shifting gears a little bit away from New England in this case, let's talk about Alonso Martinez's growth.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, he obviously was a very successful season, but sometimes you have players that drop off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But if anything, he's actually improved the game now with 5 goals and 7. Talk a little bit about any adjustments he may have made off-season to maintain the level of intensity and success he had last year. Please, thanks.
That's an interesting question. I think it's a big, if not a huge, compliment to Alonso himself. He came back from off-season knowing what he achieved in last season, and then the expectations go up going into this season. There's a change of coach, so I'm new with Alonso. He's new with me, but mainly his approach, his mindset, his goal setting for this season is impressive. So he's open to learn. He's working really hard every day in order to improve himself. So those are very important aspects and to even go beyond what you've performed in the past season. So I would say again, it's a huge compliment to Alonso himself, and if you see how he's trying to focus on how he can improve his game, that is very impressive. So his movement off the ball was a quality, but the timing is getting better every week. The relationship with players that are looking for him is getting better every week. So everybody understands what he can add to our game and also the outcome. But also in preparation, if you see his movement in and out of possession is something that I really love about him. So that's a big compliment to Alonso.
On to the Zoom, we'll go with Alex.
Hi, Pascal. This is Alex Winley from Miami, New York. How's it going?
Hi, Alex.
How does the squad plan on carrying that energy and momentum from the win against Philly last week into a tough environment like Gillette Stadium against the Revolution, especially with that turf surface? Thanks.
Yeah, well, the turf is always a point of discussion for the outside world, that is. For us, it's no topic. We just want to improve our game. As I mentioned to your colleagues just now, we came off a few games where we didn't perform as well as we should have. This was better in the previous game against Philly with a better outcome, and we're just trying to achieve a better match and improvement for ourselves going into this next game. So that's what we focus on, and we have a little bit more information because we experienced the first game playing against New England. So that helps us in preparation for this game.
Oliver?
Hi, thank you. This is Oliver Strand with Hudson River Blue. With apologies to you saying that the turf is not a topic, that's actually my question. A couple of weeks ago, the game in Atlanta was conducted at an incredible pace, at least on TV. The ball was moving around with incredible speed, and it seems that the surface contributed to that. I'm wondering if you're expecting a game to be played at a similar pace, and if you've made any kind of preparations, like taking advantage of the turf field that is accessible to you at the Etihad Academy there.
Yeah. No, we've trained and we've prepared ourselves just the same way as we always do, keep the surface the same. I do agree on what was the situation in Atlanta. But we mustn't forget that we were quite good for 60 minutes, 65 minutes, and then we dropped our guard and our standards way below it should have been, and that's when we gave Atlanta a bigger piece of this match as we wanted it to be. So this will be a challenge for us in order to progress our own game. It's going to be on turf, but like I said to you guys just now, for us that's no topic.
George?
Coach, they mentioned Justin Hack before. Do you feel as a coach to maybe keep him in one place so he can become maybe an expert in one place instead of trying to become good in a bunch of different positions to fill voids? Or would you rather him be perfect or as close to perfect as possible in one position?
Well, let me make one thing really clear. He's not on the pitch to fill a void. He's on the pitch because he deserves to be on the pitch. And the flexibility is in his advantage. It's in the team's advantage. He can play midfield, he can play centre back. But like I said to one of your colleagues just now, the way he goes about as a centre back, he thinks like a midfield player, and that is something I really admire about him. If you look at the numbers, for instance, he's one of our most progressive passers also, and that's, I think, also the benefit of having a guy like Justin in that position. So wherever he can add his quality, he'll play that position.
Great. Thank you, everybody.